What is going down, YouTube town? It's your homeboy CaptNRetro, and check out what I got in the mail. This is the Super Console X Pro. I don't know who makes it. I don't know, honestly, too terribly much about it. I saw guys talking about it online. It was $129 or something like that, plus shipping through Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of... Okay, this box is a little bit wacky. I thought that was going to be like a lid that lifted up, but it's not. It's a Chinese-made little device, and okay, there's the remotes and some paperwork. And it apparently has like 50,000 games or something like that loaded onto the SD card already, all pre-programmed, ready to go, and every console you could ever imagine. And it emulates over 80 different things. And you guys know I don't know too terribly much about the specs of things. I just see what I like and I buy it and then I play with it. All right, we got dongles for controllers, 2 wireless. They're pretty lightweight. Well, that's not the worst stick I've ever felt in my life. It's not bad. Those buttons leave a little bit to be desired. They're not terrible. It's honestly, it's a pretty decent PS2 knockoff DualShock. I don't hate it. Looks like some batteries go in there, maybe some AA's, AAA, probably AAA's. We'll look into that in a minute. But it's basically just an SD card reading, emulating machine, like a Raspberry Pi type thing with a little case built around it. What do we got in here? We got, okay, that's a television remote. Switch to TV gaming system. To gaming, use the remote to choose My Apps Libre Elec App Grant. None of that is English. To TV, take out the SD card from the console and then start it. All right, well, that's neat. You get a little TV remote. Put that in the box. We got some more cables here. We got a USB hub. That's kind of neat. Maybe that's for plugging multiple dongles in or something, or getting even more controllers involved. I'm not sure. Looks like a decent little HDMI cable. Oh my God, this is the console. It is tiny. The picture on the Amazon makes it look so much bigger than that. I'm guessing that's maybe the power supply, maybe a dedicated 5-volt. Please learn how to change the emulator and set up. Okay, the Super Console X Pro. This is tiny. I mean, it's in my hand. But it does have an on-off button, which, you know, is surprising. Some of these things just boot straight up. I've got a couple different types, and my Pi doesn't have an on-off switch. I had to buy a bat. I thought that was a button. That's not a button. These are just, it's like a little mini Famicom rip-off there. We got some USB plugs, looks like, on the side. AV, Ethernet, HDMI, DC-in, and the power button. 12 volts. So it's got a little 12-volt power supply with it. But we're going to plug this thing up and see exactly what it does and check out. I mean, it's supposed to be preloaded on this SD card that's plugged in the side here, and it says, warranty void if damaged. So if I open that up and take that SD card out of there goes my warranty. But how much warranty do you really think I have with this game machine? Not a lot, I would imagine. Anyway, I bought that. I wanted to see what it's like and see what the games are. And mainly, I wanted to use it so when I'm talking about games in my new videos and things that are coming up when I do pickup videos, like the one you're about to see, I can have footage on tap, immediately ready to rip some game footage real quick and show you what the game looks like that we've just bought the actual cartridge of. I may or may not show the actual hardware occasionally. I do have the equipment to do all that, but you know the captain, he's lazy. So we've got the Super Console X plugged in. We've got the TV here running, and I like the menu. If I leave this menu, it looks like this. You can just pick through the actual systems. 215 games. I'm not sure what that stands for. It must be arcade-related stuff. That might be a MAME type of system. Then you got your Famicom Family Disc systems, the Game & Watch, the Game Gear, the Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, and all these games are on there. Now, I've already taken a look at a couple different things, and I found some wacky issues with some glitching on some stuff. A couple Super Nintendo games, you know, the backgrounds were having problems staying solid. I'm imagining there's going to be issues on some of these other games. Anything off the N64 is probably going to have some wacky action going on. But the Virtual Boy, the Vectrex, the Super Graphics, the Super Nintendo. There's a lot of stuff on here, and I would imagine that 90% of it is playable. And some of the other stuff is just, you know, bad emulators. It's not powerful enough to really run them, but it's going to try. It's chock full of stuff, and it's really hard to go through it and tell you exactly what it's got. But like, let's load up a PlayStation 1 game here and just see what happens. Let's Crash Bandicoot 1. Let's see what goes through. Now, again, I apologize for my terrible system. Oh, there's Ken Hank. They got a YouTube channel. Whoever does this, whoever made this card. Let's see what it does here. So now I've got PS emulation. I mean, so far. That old Naughty Dog logo. I'm not using two hands, I'm holding one hand on the camera. Insanity Beach. Can I do this one-handed? Okay, honestly, it's playing just fine. I'm not good at it one-handed. Yeah, jump on that guy and steal those things. This is not easy. Oh, we got bitten. But it's loading okay. It looks alright. Sounds good. Looks good. I'm not upset with this game. Let's get out of the menu. Go back. Now, I don't know about saving games on here. I don't know exactly how that works. I need to read some of the literature. But it's got a lot of stuff with it. It's got a pretty decent set of controllers. I will say, however, this second controller that came with it, I can't get it to turn on. I can't get it to power up or do nothing. I think it came broken. The other one's working just fine. There's a lot of stuff on here, though. A lot of stuff. Batman and Robin. And if you go right, you can go back to Sega 32X, Sega CD. Now, that was sad because I wanted a couple more games on the Sega CD. But again, you can mod this, you can add games to it, you can go crazy with your SD cards if you know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just wanted to buy this thing and check it out and play it and have it ready over here if I need to rip footage of some game that I may have picked up that I don't feel like plugging the real system in to show you what that game looks like. So it's Lazy Man's awesomeness for me, and looks like pretty decent emulation throughout most of the stuff that's going on here. Oh, dude, look at this game. It's called 177. 177 is the number of the Japanese criminal legislation paragraph that forbids rape. The game, however, does just the opposite. It puts the player in control of a man who must pursue a fleeing young girl and rape her. The game has two play modes. The first is a side-scrolling arcade sequence during which the player has to prevent the girl from reaching her house and avoid the hazards on the protagonist's way. These include stones, barriers, animals such as dogs and turtles, etc., and can be avoided by destroying or jumping over them. The protagonist runs automatically, but the player can increase or decrease the distance between him and the running girl. In order to make the girl choose the wrong way and fail to find her house, the protagonist throws stones at her. These can also be used to kill animals and destroy obstacles. This is insane. What on earth? And then we got, after the protagonist has caught the girl, the game switches into sex simulation. The player pushes arrow keys in a specific order to correspond with the protagonist's movements. The goal is to sexually satisfy the girl. If the player fails, the protagonist is arrested. If he succeeds, the girl marries the protagonist. This is what's wrong with the world. Just to give you guys a glimpse of my workstation as it sits here, we are still moving into this house and rearranging this garage and moving stuff around. It's a mess. Every day we're doing stuff here. This is my kind of workstation, my test console station, my, when I'm working on things, that's my Wii U. You gotta have that sitting around so you can play some Zelda. But it's a nice little compact system. It works really well, and I wanted to update that last video. I got this second controller to work. Don't know what I did, just put some different batteries in it, although the first batteries I used were the same ones that I used to get that one working. So I don't know exactly what was going on, but it does work. And a lot of these games don't. Most everything I've played, loaded up, played, looked good. Loaded up fast, did what it was supposed to do, seemed to be working. Some things don't. Some games, I guess, just they can't process them. It's not smart enough. It's not strong enough. Not fast enough. Doesn't have the skills. So, but for $130, and two controllers, you and a buddy and whoever can sit down and test things or play any game you want to try and play real quick and before you buy the real thing, because I do advocate buying the real stuff. But this thing's pretty cool. It's 7 a.m. right now. I've been up since 5:45. I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night for the first time in years because I was worn out after the convention. And still got to put stuff away. We got the flashback. We got the labyrinth back in here. We're about to start working on this F-14 Tomcat. The Bride of Pinbot, I couldn't bring myself to taking that to the convention yet to get rid of it because I like playing it. And we did sell the Embryon. So the Embryon is gone and, you know, on to the next. Thank you guys for watching so much. Like, subscribe, comment. I know we got to say that every video now. And I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Hooray, America.
CaptNRetro, it's the CaptNRetro Show.